Glass is the third and latest installment of the M. Night Shyamalan superhero trilogy? I guess. I don't know exactly what to call it, but since its previous sequel, Split, came out, the movie was highly anticipated. Then when it hit theaters, the people hated it. There were stakes with this movie and it didn't go well. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me catch you up to speed. It's the year 2000. M. Night Shyamalan released his film Unbreakable, which stars Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. Being a modern-day take of a superhero film, Bruce Willis's character David Dunn finds himself on an emotional journey as he discovers he has incredible superhuman abilities like super strength, invulnerability, and very good intuition. Samuel L. Jackson plays Mr. Glass, a man with a fragile bone disorder where his bones can break very easily. What he lacks physically, he gains in intelligence and outthinks everyone he is around. The movie concludes with Bruce Willis being a vigilante and Samuel L. Jackson being handicapped and thrown into a mental institution. The end. The year is 2016. M. Night Shyamalan releases one of his biggest surprises in years. Split. Split is a movie based on a man who deals with multiple personality disorder. Starring James McAvoy, the character Kevin wrestles with 23 personalities who are ultimately referred to as the Horde. He kidnaps 3 girls and has a connection with the most likable one. The twist of the movie is that it just happens to be a sequel to the Unbreakable movie. Mind blown, the end. The year is 2018. The movie Glass was announced at the annual San Diego Comic-Con. People are amped. I'm amped. Then, in January 2019, I didn't go to the premiere. What can I say? I got busy with work. But I saw it on a date night with my wife and it was fine. It was just fine. Glass centers around the 3 characters throughout the series: David Dunn, the Horde, and Mr. Glass. The movie takes place just a few weeks after the events in Split. There is a crazy guy with multiple personality disorder who keeps abducting teenage girls. The vigilante David Dunn catches wind of this and tries to hunt down the Horde. The 2 characters find themselves getting brought to a mental institution where Mr. Glass has been held over the last 17 years. This is where leading psychiatrist Dr. Ellie Staple, played by Sarah Paulson, investigates why these people are the way they are. That is when Mr. Glass and the Horde plan an escape, and the vigilante David Dunn has to find a way to stop them from hurting more people. Okay, here's the deal. The movie has a hot start. Starts out great. The movie continues on a good tone until the movie transitions to the mental hospital. It kind of becomes this juggling mess. The tone changes dramatically and the film starts to force a pretty lazy narrative while at the same time trying to balance 7 different characters all at once. Some of these characters are secondary characters that happen to be connected to the main characters in one way or another. The movie tries to explore these emotional arcs between David Dunn's son, Mr. Glass's mom, and the likable girl from Split. These arcs don't feel necessary and are just there. The son is trying to reconcile if his dad is a real-life superhero or a mentally unstable vigilante. The mom is just trying to be a loving mother to her evil genius son. The likable girl, who for some reason is very forgiving since the last movie, is convinced that she can make the Horde come to his original identity as Kevin. With all these arcs being juggled together, it just gets sloppy. Why should we care for these characters? You won't know until the end of the film, but even that doesn't make me care for the characters anymore. The whole movie is this dumb doctor telling these super people that they are not super, they're just sick. They do this over and over again, and it's the movie trying to drive home a grounded reality. The sense of wonder comes from the theme of Unbreakable, which appears in Glass. Comic books aren't necessarily made up, but are inspired. It actually reminds me of the scene in the first Thor movie where they introduce both space and magic into the MCU. Without making it seem out of place, Natalie Portman says something along the lines of, "Magic is science we don't understand." The theme in Thor worked. In Glass, their theme struggled. So that part of the movie got sloppy as well. But in good M. Night Shyamalan fashion, it was all supposed to tie together in the end. This movie was a lot to take in. My biggest takeaway from this film is that you can't be sloppy in the first and second act and try to justify it in the end. Just because the third act was supposed to tie everything together and all questions are supposed to be answered, doesn't mean the first and second act did a good job laying things out. Overall, like I said, the movie was fine. Bruce Willis was fine. Samuel L. Jackson was fine. James McAvoy was brilliant just like he was in Split. Everyone else, I will say this though, I bet the more times you watch this movie, the better you'll feel about it. But with that being said, I don't care to see it again anytime soon. For that reason, I will give it a 6 M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dongs out of 10. What did you think about this movie? Comment and let me know. If you enjoyed this movie review, feel free to subscribe. But other than that, I appreciate you watching, and thank you.